Three fragile leather dolls are shedding light on Grenada's complex past. Made by a mixed-race enslaved woman named Rebecca Amity, the dolls are at the heart of an exhibition called Rebecca's Dolls, a stitched story of slavery in Grenada. Too fragile to travel, the original dolls are housed at the Bristol Museum in the United Kingdom. However, through pictures, samples, and infographics, visitors to the National Museum can learn about the dolls and the woman who made them. Artist and writer Sulin Lau Chutung is part of the team behind the exhibition. She shared what the dolls have revealed about their creator and Grenada at the time.
These are three leather dolls that was sent by a woman who was enslaved in Grenada in the 1780s. So she sent them at some point to the woman who had owned her in England. And that family kept these dolls, these three dolls, for over 200 years before donating it to a museum in England. The maker, her name was Rebecca. Yes, she was enslaved. She was about 14 or 16 years old at the time. Later on, she paid for her freedom and then became a businesswoman in the town of St. George, doing seamstressing and so on. And she also owned slaves. She owned 8 slaves. And she was a mixed race woman, a mulatto woman. So there's a lot of information about the town of St. George during the time that slavery existed that has come through my exploration of 3 leather dolls that I saw in a museum in England.
The dolls, made of materials from European, Asian, and local origins, also tell a story of global linkages that persist today. Ship manifests detail exchanges of people, food, and fabric that now serve as emblems of Caribbean culture.
We look at madras, the fabric that is on this pretty doll. The top and here is madras, as well as what is on the painting. And these were used, this fabric was used as clothing here. But a lot of people assume that it's an African fabric because we are an African-based society. It is not. It is an Indian fabric. And a lot of the fabrics that the dolls, the original dolls, were clothed in came from India.
Lau Chutung lamented the lack of interest from the Ministry of Education and schools. However, as an art and design teacher at the T.A. Marisho Community College, she involved her students in the exhibition.
So we had several classes do field trips to come here. They looked at the exhibition, they took photos, and then we set assignments for them based on the exhibition. So one of the assignments was to make a gallery banner, because in this exhibition, the stories are told via banners, vertical banners. And they were supposed to just look at something, take one of the elements, and then create their own banners based on that. So that was one assignment. Another assignment is based on the book that we had created that summarizes the story. And this book is supposed to go to all the schools, at least one per library, so that everybody knows the story as much as possible. So based on that, we set another assignment for our art and design students to create their own books. And that's what they did. They looked at something here and they pulled a story, because there are many stories in this exhibition. And they created their own version of a book based on Rebecca's dolls.
Lau Chutung is urging the public to come and view the exhibition before it closes at the end of December. Reporting for GBN News, I am Deidre Seeley.